with former Ottawa 67 Kitchener Ranger Joe Garreffa. And first of all, Big Joe, congrats on the deal signed with the San Jose Barracuda. Can you let us know how all that came about?
Yeah, no, thank you. Yeah, so right after the season and officially ended, my agent called me the next day and said, that San Jose was interested in an American League deal and all that. I was, I was obviously excited and all that. And then, right before kind of things were they were going to offer me a deal and whatnot. Then another team came in and, wanted to offer me a deal too. So kind of had to go, pick between the two teams. But at the end, I liked San Jose, and I think it's a great spot. So no, I'm really excited.
How did you get all these interviews in? Was it via Zoom? Was it just phone calls? Because everything's different these days.
Yeah, I know there were phone calls and all that. So just get to talk to the GMs and all that was pretty good to get to know what they kind of bring.
And have you had any discussions as to what exactly your role could be? And it's a long way away, but have you had any insight into what it could be?
Yeah, I know what I talked to the kind of some of the brass on from San Jose on Zoom a few days ago. So yeah, they kind of give me a rundown, kind of a bit, what they expect and whatnot coming in, and what I'm expecting coming in and all that. So that's pretty good. Kind of just get a little view on kind of what my role might be and whatnot. So I know I'm excited.
All right. So what are you doing during the pandemic? Aside from signing contracts, what else have you been doing since the season's ended?
Not too much, honestly. Just been working out every day. Right after season ended, pretty much just been running and all that. Been doing some weights. I got some stuff in the backyard. So it's been pretty good to stay in shape and all that. But it's been pretty boring. So I'm just waiting for the golf courses to open up. They should be open soon.
Have you been binging any TV shows, gaming? What else have you been doing? Because working out 24/7 is can get tough.
Yeah, I know. I've been watching a lot of movies and playing some video games and all that. So watch the John Wick movies. They were pretty good. Never seen those before. I like those and all that. And I've been playing a lot of FIFA. Really
FIFA
one of the
guy.
games yeah, big soccer guy. One of the games I enjoy to play.
Okay. Well, that's the first. I've been asking everybody what they've been doing, and FIFA has not come up before. So you've got that at least for you, Joe. And you mentioned you're able to get outside a little bit, do some workouts. Is it tough to get motivated when it's just you? You can't go to a personal trainer. You can't do your own thing. It's just you.
Yeah, I guess sometimes through the day you're kind of like maybe I got to work out and all that. But for me, I've always been a guy like I enjoy it. I enjoy working out and trying to stay fit, and especially going into next season, my first year of pro, like I think gives you a little more extra boost to go out there and get your body in shape and feel good. So for me, it's been pretty easy to go out there. I've been enjoying running every day and getting out there shooting pucks and just doing that stuff. It's been quite fun.
All right, I want to get more into the pro side of things and what you're going to be doing going forward, but I want to go all the way back to the beginning. How did you end up started to play hockey?
Yeah, so started out. I think started when I was 5. I started skating when I was 4 at the rink, and then my sister when I was 4, my sister was taking figure skating, and there's kind of two rinks at the two ice pads at the rink, and I'd always watch the hockey guys over her, and I was like, yeah, I want to play hockey. It looks cool. So I started out there, and then pretty much just fell in love with the game. I remember watching. I was a big OHL guy growing up because Toronto had a team, and I lived pretty close to where they played, so I'd always go watch them. And I remember watching the guys through the years. So no, it was always fun to watch OHL, and then I just kept playing, and I got lucky enough to play in the OHL.
Who are you watching? Who are the guys that really got you into it? Do you remember any of them?
Yeah, I remember, when Tavares was in Oshawa, I'd always go there, and then I remember at St. Mike's, they even had they had these twin guys, the Donatis. I remember them. They were good players. They're fun to watch, and all those guys. And it's fun. It's fun because you watch all the guys. Like I remember O'Sullivan when he was on Mississauga, and I remember saw Bobby Ryan play and like Mark Stahl, and you just remember the guys. It's pretty cool. And even like Brian Little and Barry. So no, I always literally loved OHL. I thought they were the best. So to play in the league is fantastic.
Playing minor hockey, one of the big tournaments is out in Edmonton, the Brick Tournament. What was it like to play in that and just be able to compete and really the first time that you're able to go away and have that type of memory?
Oh yeah, no, it was cool. I never really heard of it till that I guess the tryouts there. I never really knew what it was, to go there, you kind of, as you're going, you want to make the team obviously, and then kind of as you make the team, and then you start playing the tournaments, you kind of hear more about like who played in the tournament and like what it's about, and you kind of hear about the mall that it's in. So it was a fantastic experience. To get to play 2 years there, I really enjoyed it, and I think it was too bad I couldn't win. We lost in the finals my second year I played also, but it was a great experience. Just the first time on a plane too, and kind of experience that high level hockey.
What's your favorite memory of growing up playing minor hockey? Because for me, it was always being in the hotel rooms, mini sticks in the hallway. The hockey actually came second to the mini sticks and the camaraderie. What do you remember most about playing minor hockey?
I'd say, definitely, yeah, I think definitely just the guys. I think you always, the guys, they're your age and all that. And I remember when I was, we'd always play like NHL together or GTA, the guys, like the whole team would be on, and, we'd just be having a good time. Like it was just like fun. Like, I was thinking, I sometimes think about back, like, wow, man, we had such a good time. Like the guys loved being around each other and all that. But also too, I think playing shinny hockey when I was younger all the time at outdoor rinks in Toronto. It was just such a great time, to go out and play in outdoors.
Another tournament that you played in was the Canada Winter Games. Not too many guys get an opportunity to play there. I took a look at the roster of that team that you were on, and there's a lot of very good players. What was it like to represent Ontario at that tournament?
Yeah, no, that was honestly one of my best memories. I remember it. The whole year. You kind of like, yeah, I want to make the team. So you're going out every night trying to play hard and all that, and obviously making it was fantastic. And then that experience was so much fun. To go out and play for Ontario, you want to win. You want to beat Quebec, you want to beat BC, and I remember coming in, and everyone's talking about how good BC was, and I remember we beat them 6-3. We wanted to beat them so bad. I remember we beat them in the round robin, and it felt so good. And just to show that, hey, Ontario hockey is the best, and the best guys come out of there. It was so much fun.
And then Ontario hockey. Take us through your OHL draft day. Where were you? What were your expectations heading in?
Yeah, I was at home. I watched it at home with my family, and honestly, I didn't. I expect to get drafted. I didn't know really where or whatnot, but I was really excited. It was something I looked forward to because I remember, I played '98 growing up, so I was playing with. I was playing with obviously '98s, and I remember the year before, I'd see all my buddies get drafted and how cool it was, and I'd see them. Some of the guys were playing in the league too, so I was really excited and all that. So I was just hoping to get drafted, and luckily enough, I didn't really know where I was going to go, what team, and place. I didn't know much about it, but I heard it was a good place, good fan base, and all that. So I was excited.
As a smaller player, I think that's fair to say. Listed at 5'7". Was there any extra pressure on you to kind of live up to? Because the smaller guys always have to be extra skilled. Did you feel like you had to be that in order to make the OHL at 16?
No, not really. I just had to go in there. I remember the rookie camp, and I just had to, prove I can play and, prove I can do well. So I remember I just went in there and, worked hard and all that, and was, just prove I can play.
Sorry about that. Joe just had to switch something over there. Was there any, heading into your OHL draft year, was there any extra pressure on you because you played with the '98s? Did you feel that extra pressure in your OHL draft year?
Yeah, in my draft year, I didn't really feel too much pressure coming in. I think, I was just gonna go and play and see what happens and just kind of show my ability and show my skills off, kind of thing, and just enjoy it because I kind of, I knew it was gonna be the last year probably of minor hockey, so I just wanted to enjoy with my buddies because it was a fun, I really enjoyed the team I was on. I'd been there for 3 years, so I just wanted to go out, not put too much pressure, and just go and show my skills.
What stands out to you from your rookie season with the Rangers?
I just think, I just think kind of, the biggest thing for me, I think, obviously you're in minor hockey, you're the guy, you're getting all the ice. And I think, going in at 16 on a pretty good team, it showed me that I had to earn my ice and I had to work hard and I had to do, things to get on the ice and all that. So I think it was a big learning experience for me to work hard and always want to play and want to be out there kind of thing. And I think that was the best thing for me to earn my ice, because I had to work hard that first year, and then went to my second year. The coach gave me a shot, and I did pretty good.
Who took you under the wing in that rookie season for you? Who was leading you by example?
I think a big guy. I kind of like lean towards, and I kind of I liked was Bracco. Jeremy Bracco. I was thought he was a good guy. He's obviously a fantastic player. I love the way he played. So I was a guy I'd always watch him play. And yeah, I remember he'd taking me out. We go to the mall, we go shopping all the time, and we pick out outfits kind of thing. And he was a good guy. I liked the way he talked, and it kind of like the confidence, the kind of swagger he had when he played. It was cool, and it was fun to be it was fun to play with him. And it was a guy I really liked.
You mentioned you played very well in your second season in the OHL, nearly a point a game. Did you think that you had a chance to be selected in the NHL draft?
Yeah, I thought for sure. I thought I had a pretty good year. My second year, I thought I did a lot of good things. So, obviously, yeah, I thought I'd give myself a pretty good shot. But I wasn't saying I wasn't gonna get my hopes up. I'm saying, yeah, I'm gonna go for sure, this and that. So for me, I was just going in there and saying, hey, no matter what happens, I'm just gonna have a good summer and get ready for next season and come out stronger. And no, and obviously, I want to get drafted, but for me, not getting drafted, it wasn't really a big deal, and it never really made me mad or whatnot.
What was it like to attend Leafs development camp after not being drafted?
Yeah, I know, it was pretty cool. I think obviously you're watching the Leafs grow up, and so it's pretty cool to be from Toronto, get to go to a development camp with theirs and all that, and kind of see a bit more, I guess, of a pro rookie camp. So it was pretty fun to go there my first year.
When did you start playing defense?
So yeah, so honestly, I played D all the way up really till Bantam hockey. So I was a D man, and then in Bantam, the coach decided when we weren't really scoring many goals, so he decided to switch me for this guy Riley Webb. He played in Saginaw this year, so he used to be a forward, and then they switched him to D, and then yeah, so then it kind of worked out. We started, I was scoring a few goals, and he was actually pretty good D because his size and all that, and he can move. So we kind of put it that way. But then my first year, I was drafted as a forward, and then we had like a lot of D, and then all of a sudden we only had like 5D, and we were playing Erie, and then the coach goes, hey, we don't have any call-ups, like you got to play D. Is that okay? And I'm like, yeah, it's fine. I haven't played in a while, but I'll play. And then no, I remember going into that game, everyone was kind of like, yeah, you sure you can play? Like, they got Strom to brink at, like it's gonna be a tough game for you. But I remember I was like, yeah, whatever, let's go and play. I remember I had a pretty good game and all that. And like everyone was surprised, how I can play D like that. So then I kind of, through my Kitchener career, I was kind of moved up and down. And honestly, there's times where I kind of liked D better. So, that was pretty interesting.
It's not too often you see a 5'7" guy being able to jump back and forth like that. What makes you able to do that?
I just think, I think kind of maybe the way I read the game. I think, as a smaller D man, you kind of have to, use your feet and use your stick and kind of, get under guys and lift their stick and get the puck. You're not always going to out-muscle them and all that. But I think just the way you got to kind of, use your brain and use your body and position yourself. And also, too, I think just moving the puck quick and the way I was able to break out the puck fast, I think definitely helped me out there playing D.
Did that help you throughout your career so far, being able to bounce back and forth, and maybe the same as Alec Belanger this year, maybe think the game a little bit differently from either position?
Yeah, no, definitely. I think it has. I think, it helps, playing D, I think it helps your defensive game a bit too. You're thinking, on forward, sometimes you're maybe not thinking about defense. So, definitely, being, back and forth, I think definitely, put me on my toes a bit too, and always kept me, defensively ready. So I think it was just good. It was also too, I think it was good to get noticed because, a lot of the guys noticed, the fans or the scouts, whatnot, notice that, hey, this guy plays both. And, they kind of like, tend to like you a bit because you're kind of do it all.
In 2018, the playoff run that the Rangers went on, one game within advancing to the OHL final. How much fun was that run to be on?
Oh no, it was really fun. I remember, because obviously growing up watching the OHL, I always dreamed of playing in a Memorial Cup and winning a championship, and I think it would have been cool to win in Kitchener. They hadn't won in they haven't won since like '08, and I remember the fans were really wanting a good team. So I remember just going down the stretch, all excited the guys were for playoffs, and then I remember beating Sarnia in the second round. It was like, what, hey, we got the Sioux, I think, and to get there to Game 7, I remember we scored in overtime in Game 6, and I remember I couldn't sleep. Going to Game 7 was the next night. I remember I didn't really have a good sleep, and I was so excited, and I think just to lose in double overtime, it was brutal. Obviously, the goal wasn't great, but what happened. But it was just a fun run. I remember, just to get that far. I think I was happy, but what, at the end it was pretty tough. It would have been cool to win a championship in Kitchener for sure.
We talked about it earlier with minor hockey, but the play on the ice is always fun. It's always you're competing. But in the playoff run, did you find that as a group you guys became so much closer, and that's part of what makes that run so memorable and just so much fun to be a part of?
Yeah, no, definitely. I remember, what the guys in the playoffs, we dug deep. We were down, in the Sarnia series. We came back. We had a few overtime games there too, and the boys just came together. We enjoyed coming to the rink in the playoffs. We enjoyed being together, and the guys were blocking shots, hitting. They're doing everything for the team at the end of the day, and it was just fun to be a part of. See guys come together, for the goal and of winning the championship. And too bad that we couldn't get there.
Last off season, you said instead of playing your overage year, you wanted to give going professional a try. Why did you decide to try and go pro at 20 years old instead of coming back for an overage season?
Yeah, I know something. I think you talk to your parents about a lot, and it's a big decision. But we thought, hey, we'll try to go pro. I mean, I had some interest out in Europe, so I was exploring those options because why not? Might as well try to play with men and all that. I think it would that playing with the bigger, stronger guys would help your game. That was our thought there going into the season. And yeah, so there was some interest in Europe, and at the end of the day, nothing really panned out. And then going to the LA camp, I said, hey, you're gonna give me a chance to try to crack the HL team. So you know what, hey, I went there and did my best and all that, and thought I did really well. And obviously it didn't pan out, but then to come back to Ottawa was an easy decision. It's the best thing. I think at the end of the day, it was the best thing for me to come to Ottawa and learn from obviously Andre and the coaching staff here. It was unbelievable.
When the Rangers filled their overage spot, was there any concern from you about where you would end up?
No, not really. I knew some team was going to pick me up, and then I remember once I got cut from the American League, I called my agent and he said, Ottawa's really interested in you. They want to bring you in as an OA. So, I was obviously excited because I knew, obviously, such what kind of organization it was. Obviously, it was a good organization, and the team was going to be a good team again. So I was excited, and I'm happy I went there.
You hear from around the league how well respected Ottawa is at this point under Andre Turgeon and the entire staff, James Boyd as well. Was there anything that surprised you when you came to Ottawa?
Yeah, no, definitely. There's a lot of things. I think just practicing at 8:30 in the morning, and how hard the practices are in a sense, like how hard the guys battle, and how much attention to detail there is in the practice, and even kind of like the style of play, like it's a little different than what I was used to. So it was definitely a lot of new things, and I think at the end of the day, like it was the best thing for me. The way I kind of had to change my game and all that. So there was a lot of new things, but it was the best thing. For my game.
What kind of impact did Andre Tourigny, obviously back-to-back Coach of the Year winner in the OHL, and the entire staff, how did they affect your career?
Oh, I think what, it's crazy. I'm watching games from because I have games taped on my TV at home, and I'm watching games from Kitchener, and now I'm there. I have the puck, I'm making plays, but I'm barely back checking. I'm not really skating as much, and I'm watching games this year, and I'm flying on the back check, flying on the forecheck, and I'm more tenacious on the puck. So, they just had the biggest impact on my game. I really think this year come to Ottawa is, a big turning point in my career. I think, they kind of taught me the importance of defense, and they kind of just taught me, kind of the right way to play in the pro style. And, I'm thankful for what Andre and the coaching staff's done for me. They've done so much, and I've learned so much, and I think I'm going to take it towards the pro level.
How far do you think this year's team could have went?
Oh, I think easily, we could have won it all and went to the World Cup. It was such a, our team had it all at the end of the day. I think we had a good balance of guys, scorers, playmakers, and we had a great decor and all that. And, I think just, the guys too is a good group of guys, and they enjoyed being together, and everyone wanted to win. Everyone was buying in at the end of the year, and we were playing fantastic. And I really do think if the season went on, I think we would be lifting the trophy right around right about around now.
Can you explain the instant chemistry that you had with Marco Rossi and Austin Keating?
Yeah, I know honestly, it was pretty easy. Whenever you get to play with guys like Marco Rossi and Keating, it's not that hard. You'll know where they'll be, and they'll find, and they'll get you the puck. So me coming in there, honestly, the first game, we had a few points there. It was just instant. I remember I was just like, looking for them, and they're right there, right where they should be, and they're finding me. So it was fun to play with them. I think by far it was the best line I've ever played on, and something I'll remember that I got to play with those two special players.
Finishing your OHL career with 297 regular season games, any regret about not quite getting to that special 300 mark?
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, it's something I think you always want is 300 games, 300 points kind of thing. It's it's a pretty cool thing. So yeah, definitely. Obviously, I knew coming in if I played every game, if the season completed, I would have had 303. So I was pretty happy about that. But then obviously since the season cut short, I missed it by 3 games. So yeah, I guess maybe I wish I played the full year, but to me, it's not really too big of a deal.
Having seen this team for a year now, how do you think that they'll be doing with a lot of graduates, a lot of players who won't be back, including yourself? How do you think they'll do next year?
No, I think honestly they'll still be a good team. I think they can come out and surprise a lot of guys. Even though they're losing a lot of players, I think Andre's such good coach, and the coaching staff there's so good that they'll get the most out of these guys. And there's a lot of young guys on this team that are going to step up, and that are going to have big roles, and they're going to do well. And I think guys like Quinn and Holsch and whatnot, they're going to lead the team. And obviously, if Marco were to come back, I think that they'd be dynamite. Then I think they could easily win.
You mentioned the practice and the intensity in practice earlier on. How much does that impact leading into games? Because I've had guys tell me that the practices are just as hard, if not harder, than some of the games that you guys play in. How does that translate, and how does that help you out in games and practicing against some of the best players in the OHL?
Oh, definitely. I think having this tempo in practice, it gets you so ready, for the game. You know what's what the other team's gonna bring. You kind of know the physicality, what's gonna come, and you're always on your toes. You're ready to go. You're not sleeping. With all the battles we do and all that, and our decor, they were hard on us. They played physical in practice, and you have to battle through it, and that's that gets you ready for the game. And I remember there's other years I played, and maybe our practices they weren't as hard, and the guys weren't as battling maybe as hard. And then there's times where you go into the games and you're kind of lackadaisical. And I think in Ottawa, with how hard our intensity was and how high our practice was, every time the game came, you're ready, you're bang on, you're sharp. So it really does translate.
You seem like a student of the game. You're always paying attention to what's going on around the league, what other players are doing, how they're doing. Is that just something that you've always had, because you seem to have been a big OHL fan growing up? Do you do the same thing with the NHL and the various levels?
Yeah, no, I've always been kind of a guy that's kind of knows a lot, knows a lot of stats. I remember, I'd always, sometimes I just name off random stats, guys, and the guys are like, how do you even know that? Like, how do you know these guys? But it's weird. Like, I just, I'm a guy, like, I'll elite prospects guys, I kind of just look at stats of who led the league here this year. Like, I remember me and Mateer on the bus. We're looking back previous years, who lit up the OHL, like, who was leading the league through like all the years. And, we just enjoyed that. I like looking at stats, and, I kind of like, and also too, I kind of like just watching the game at the end of the day, I like kind of seeing things, learning new stuff, and kind of seeing how like how guys kind of play their style and all that. So definitely, hockey's it's fun. I love it, and I love being a student of the game.
Who's the bigger hockey stat nerd, you or Jack Beck?
I think I'm giving myself. I think he's pretty
Okay.
good. Like he knows a lot. Like he does love the game too. He loves the stats. But no, I think I got that one.
All right, I want your scouting report. Put your scouts hat on Marco Rossi and Jack Quinn, and why an NHL team should take them high.
Oh, no, for Rossi, you know what? You see it. You see his skills. You see his playmaking ability. It's unbelievable. But the one thing for me, what sets him apart is how hard he works. During the game, but in practice, like 8:30 in the morning. There's guys you can say, he could say, I'm leading the league in points. I'm lighting it up and all that. I'm gonna be first round pick. But he's there. He's there at 8:30. He's grinding. He's working hard. He's the hardest working guy on the ice. That's definitely one thing I saw and noticed. And no, I remember even my first practice there. He's telling me, "Hey, bear down in the battle drills on defensive zone," where most guys, in my opinion, wouldn't even say anything, and they'd kind of be like, "Yeah, let's just get the puck out, whatnot." But he's saying, "Hey, let's get it out hard and let's get it out quick." So that's definitely for me just a big thing for him. And for Quinn, that guy, he's a goal scorer. I didn't know much about him coming in, and just see him and just how good his shot is and how he gets himself in the goal scoring areas and how like hey, he's bearing his chances and all that. And one thing too is how physically strong he is. So you see him in the gym, and the guy can fly. He can run and all that. He's lift heavy, and that's a big thing I saw from him.
So signing a 1-year deal with the San Jose Barracuda, what do you need to work on before you turn pro next season?
I think the big thing is definitely for me is my defensive game. That's something I got to really definitely pay attention to. I think I definitely this year improved it a lot, but you know what? I got to be tenacious on the puck next season. I got to use my stick and body wall, kind of like how Marner does. Marner's always moving his feet on the back check and getting his stick in the lane. So I think that's definitely a big thing that I have to improve on to be successful at the pro level.
San Jose has always had a special interest in Ottawa 67's players, ended up going there. Is that, I don't want to say that's part of your decision, but did that impact you at all, seeing guys like Logan Couture going there, Jamie McGinn once upon a time, Jake Middleton bouncing up and down between the AHL and the NHL recently?
Yeah, no, definitely. I saw that for sure. And the Ottawa guys are having a lot of success there and all that. And also too, I like, I just like a lot of the kind of the homework they did on me and kind of stuff like that. And kind of like, I like how they're having success bringing guys in on AHL deals too, and I heard a lot about good stuff about the organization. So honestly, it was a pretty easy decision to choose them.
Well, Joe, I appreciate the time and good luck next year when you turn pro.
Yeah, no, thank you.